Hello, everyone, and welcome to Walking Through the Bible. As this is our first lesson of 2026, we'd like to wish all of our viewers a Happy New Year and pray that you will either begin or will continue serving the Lord this year. Throughout the Psalms, we have studied a few times where David has placed his trust in God to deliver him, and God did. However, sometimes we can read these Psalms in a vacuum and not realize that they were connected to real events. And when we see these real events, and we can see God's deliverance of David, this deliverance becomes even more real to us, less theoretical, which should help strengthen our faith. Let's see how David's trust in the Lord in Psalm 56 connects to a real event in David's life. So if you have a Bible with you, turn to the book of Psalms to Psalm 56. We're going to be reading from verses 1 to 13. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry, just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Psalm 56, beginning at verse 1. To the chief musician, set to the silent dove in distant lands, a miktam of David when the Philistines captured him in Gath. Be merciful to me, O God, for man would swallow me up. Fighting all day he oppresses me. My enemies would hound me all day, for there are many who fight against me, O Most High. Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, I will praise his word. In God, I have put my trust. I will not fear. What can flesh do to me? All day they twist my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather me together. They hide. They mark my steps when they lie in wait for my life. Shall they escape by iniquity? In anger, cast down the peoples, O God. You number my wanderings. Put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? When I cry out to you, then my enemies will turn back. This I know because God is for me. In God, I will praise his word. In the Lord, I will praise his word. In God, I have put my trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Vows made to you are binding upon me, O God. I will render praises to you, for you have delivered my soul from death. Have you not kept my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? This psalm is written to the chief musician, meaning that it was meant for temple worship and was to be set to the silent dove in distant lands, likely the tune of a song that we no longer possess. It claims to be written by David at a time when the Philistines captured him in Gath. The authorship of David is not much in dispute. However, does 1 Samuel record for us a time when David was captured by the Philistines in Gath? And I suggest there was. For 1 Samuel chapter 21, verses 10 to 15 says this. Then David arose and fled that day from before Saul and went to Achish, the king of Gath. And the servants of Achish said to him, Is this not David, the king of the land? Did they not sing of him to one another in dances, saying, Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s? Now David took these words to heart and was very much afraid of Achish, the king of Gath. So he changed his behavior before them, pretended madness in their hands, scratched on the doors of the gate, and let his saliva fall down on his beard. Then Achish said to his servants, Look, you see the man is insane. Why have you brought him to me? Have I need of madmen that you have brought this fellow to play the madman in my presence? Shall this fellow come into my house? Now, at first glance, you might assume that David wasn't captured here. But then 1 Samuel 22, verse 1 says, David therefore departed from there and escaped to the cave of Adullam. So when his brothers and all his father's house heard it, they went down there to him. The use of the word escape there implies capture or impending capture. So it is likely this event is the one being referred to. And although Psalm 34 refers to the same event, writing more than one psalm about the same event would not be unusual, for we do the same thing today. How many songs about heaven are in our hymn books, or about the death of Jesus? Numerous, I'm sure. So why should we think that David didn't do the same thing? The psalm itself refers to a time that David pleaded with God to be merciful to him in his times of trouble, lest man swallow him up. David was being hounded day and night by man, for remember that David was fleeing Saul as well. There were times when he would be afraid, but in those times David caused himself to remember that if he would put his trust in the Lord, he could overcome fear. For in the end, what can flesh do to me? They could twist his words, and their thoughts could be evil against him constantly. They could gather together, hide, and then follow his steps in order to lie in wait and seek his life. They might even escape immediate judgment, but they couldn't escape God's judgment forever. And since God was with David through his promises made to David about the Messiah, David knew he would be delivered. Therefore, man could do nothing to him, for God would deliver him, something we see time and time again in 1 Samuel. Therefore, David would praise the name of the Lord and praise his word forever and not be afraid, for the Lord was there to comfort him. What then for the Christian? Well, we haven't studied Hebrews yet, but this phrase, "What can man do to me?" is quoted by the Hebrew writer to make a spiritual application for Hebrews chapter 13, verses 5 and 6 says this: "Let your conduct be without covetousness. Be content with such things as you have. For he himself says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, I will not fear. What can man do to me?" The Lord has not promised to physically deliver the faithful from all danger, but God hasn't abandoned us either, and he will deliver us spiritually from death if we walk by faith. David's words are applicable to us. The world may mock us, they may hate us, and they may kill us, but that is all they can do to us. God will judge them for their deeds, but if we remain faithful, God will deliver us from the power of death and raise us up on the last day for eternal life. Let's therefore be found faithful in him. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Psalm 57, verses 1 to 11, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. We thank you for watching Walking Through the Bible today. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. But if you like this video, we ask that you consider subscribing to our channel so you won't miss out on other videos in our series, as well as share this video among your friends so that the saving message of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.